Well, hello everybody. I don't, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's working now. Okay, so anyway, at the moment I'm actually streaming directly off my phone because I found a recording app that I could use on my phone to be able to do it on YouTube. So this is a machine that I've been working on. Basically, the client came to me and there was an issue with the graphics card. Basically, I'd use the graphics card and I'd try to use it, do anything on the graphics card, basically, and it wouldn't freaking work. That's my point. I'd be playing games for probably about 10, 15 minutes, and then it would just keel over and die, and the display would literally just turn off like that, and it'd just go blank. Now, I didn't fix it, but I told, she'd bought the card, she bought the card brand new. It was brand spanking new. So, at the end of it, bloody connection is giving me the shits. Slow connection, please reduce binary. The irony of that anyway at the end is that I worked out that the best option I had, the best option she had was to take it back under warranty because she was able to take it back to the place. She got a new card, and since then I've been doing a few tests on the new card, obviously. So what I did, first set of tests that I did, which I did a few, there's a couple of burning tests and everything else I did as well. So, is it Furmark, which was something that I ran across it, because basically anything 3D intensive and literally the thing had just shit itself. So anything 3D intensive was pretty much going off on its nut. Now the actual card is an AMD RX 460, which isn't a bad card. I mean, it's not probably wouldn't the card wouldn't be the card I'd personally buy myself, but I mean, it's definitely not a bad card, and it seems to be so far. I mean, not too bad for the 3D graphic type things. I did a bit of testing with this. I did for about 15 minutes worth of testing on that. To be honest, after about I think 15, 10 minutes or something like that, it copped out and just the screen just went blank with the old card. Now, this is the new one, which is the brand new one that she got yesterday. So far, so good. No negative results. So far, no real big negative results. The only thing I haven't tried is a couple of games on the system itself. Unfortunately, because I don't have access to the client's Steam account. If you've had access to the client's Steam account, it might be a bit better. But no, so far, so good. Not too bad. Temperature wise, I mean, that's what, yeah, I mean, on the load, you got to expect it. It's been stressed pretty much. But, I mean, it's got OpenGL render. That's that one. Now, I've used that one, and then I did a test with, I think I did Vantage, which Vantage did work as well. And it didn't really flow, it wasn't bad, put it that way. When I ran a benchmark test, it just went through the entire benchmark, and pretty much it didn't die, put it that way, it didn't die in the ass. So that was the initial problem, it was just dying in the ass. Every time that you would play a game or do anything really 3D intensive, it would pretty much die in the ass and it wouldn't work properly. The only thing I'm having a problem with at the moment is Minecraft. I don't know why, that could be related to some Java settings maybe on the system. I have to test the Steam. I have to test Steam, to be honest, to see how it's going. As I said, this is my first live stream through my phone, so do forgive me if it's not exactly perfect. So what else we got? Let's see. So basically, there's probably a couple of things I can get rid of the system, but the card that's in there is a Radeon RX 460 graphics card. Not too bad a card in regards to just, it's for a 12-year-old son to be able to play games and stuff like that. So she brought it to me, I looked at it, and I determined the card was faulty. She took the card back to MSY, and MSY swapped it out for a new one, which was good because, as I said, I did a few tests myself and just determined that it was pretty much on the something was wrong with it, because basically after I'd done a few of the graphics intensive tests and stuff, it pretty much went all multicolored on the screen, like just went really fucked up for a while. So that was pretty damn bad, to be honest. So at this point, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, what's the best option I've got? So at this point, everything seems to be working with it. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer and just make sure everything's working on it correctly. But so far, so good. Every 3D intensive test or benchmark, and normally if a card's going to fall over, especially a graphics card, if it's going to fall over in the first place, it'll fall over on a benchmark in most cases. That's when the issues will start. So with those benchmarks and everything else, I've been so far pretty good. I haven't had any major issues with it. It seems to be working fine. I did try a couple of drive. Initially, with the original card that she had, I tried to reinstall the drivers. As I said, there was another problem too, that I couldn't even get the system to boot up properly, but I haven't had a problem booting up the system since I put the new card in. So I'm going to say that new card is definitely not, it doesn't have any faults like the old one. But I mean, it is surprising that was a brand new RX, AMD RX 460, and it had problems. Basically, it must have been she must have been unlucky enough to get a faulty one, unfortunately. But you know, that's just how life goes. Sometimes I've had that happen. Sometimes in situations with some older stuff that I've ended up buying or whatever at a later date. But yeah, no, it's quite amazing. But what I've come to the conclusion though is that at this point, I'm going to leave that testing for the day. I might even just leave it on, not that one. I'll probably put it on the rendering one, which is the Firmark one. I'll leave it running for the day, just to determine. I mean, I just want to make sure it's for my own. Not that I think, to be honest, I think the other GPU was just having a lot of issues. There's a reason the other GPU would have, generally wouldn't work properly. So, I mean, as I said, I did leave this going for 10 to 15 minutes or more, and then I ran 2 other benchmarks on top of that afterwards. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that everything's hunky-dory with a new card. The new card seems to be functioning a lot better than the older card. The older card was having blank issues. The screen was going blank. It was doing weird-ass shit. Put it this way, the computer was behaving weirdly as well. That didn't help the situation. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thank you very much. As per usual, as I said, I'm working on this at the moment. This is one thing I'm working on. I'm waiting for a part to arrive on something else that I'm actually waiting to get in at this point. But that computer's that's there at the moment. That's the one that I'm working on. And then, of course, as you can see, I'm just running the test on it. So, I'll just turn that off anyway, but I'll show you. Just going to close that door, leave that running, which pretty much, to get away from it anyway, just leave it running. Now,
your turn to wash up and clean the kitchen up, right?
Yeah, no, I will.
Yeah, but do it, because when I'm going to come
Yeah, I know, I'm streaming at the moment.
Yeah,
no, that's fine. That's no problem. I'll do it. I'm streaming at the moment, so. But no, okay, as you can see, this is a computer that I'm working on, which basically the fault with it was this. It was this cable. So I pretty much had to, pretty much had to disassemble the entire freaking machine just to get to the, to this cable. To this one bloody cable, would you believe? Unfortunately, I haven't actually got the cable yet. I'm still in the process of getting the cable. It's been ordered. It's not quite, hasn't arrived yet, so when it does arrive, I will put it all back together and we'll have it all up and functioning and everything else of that nature, so yeah. And then I got this, which I've been having a bit of a play with on and off. This is a Mac. Now I put Windows on here. I ended up putting Windows on here. So I ended up putting, I ended up putting Windows on here. It's an option to boot into Windows from here anyway. But no, I've been mucking around with this. It isn't too bad. I mean, it's not a really old. Well, okay, it's probably a relatively old Mac from the new ones that are currently out. 2.4 gigahertz Core 2 Duo, 4 gigabytes of 800 megahertz DDR2 SD RAM. So yeah, it's not too bad. In that sense, the specs of it's not too bad. Aside from that, I'm going to go to the preferences. My heat up store. Fuck off. Close. We got the system preferences, and I just want to change the boot disk. Startup disk. Then as you can see, I've got a Windows portion on here, which of course ended up being Windows 7. Restart, and I'll restart into Windows. So, yeah, I split the hard drive in the middle. That's the thing I like about Unix. You can portion things on the go, whereas it's a lot harder with Windows. You have to uninitialize the drive, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But yeah, no, so yeah. Just wait for a second. There we go, there's a Windows 7 logo popping up, as you can see. 720p, not too bad. Starting Windows. So pretty much I have been able to muck around and play with this, and it's not too bad. I've put just basic set of software on the Windows portion, and I'm probably just going to use it as a sort of temporary thing, or maybe a loan out computer or something like that. I don't know. I may end up selling it at some point. I don't know. Depends. I've got another one out in the garage which has got a bit of a cracked screen, but I don't know whether I'm going to part that out or what I'm going to do with it at this point. So it all depends on. It just. I mean, at the end of it just depends on what what I honestly feel like doing with it. So let me see. Yeah. As you can see, get this fucking thing to load. It's sluggish. Oh, there we go. Now it fucking opens. It's weird though. I have noticed there's a bit of sluggishness, so I'm not sure why, but yeah. So it's not too bad. So well, Windows doesn't run too bad. I mean, it's not perfect. I don't know whether that's. I mean, to be honest, I probably should put a little bit more RAM in this system, which I might at some point. I've got some RAM lying around outside. I'll probably end up doing that most likely. Oh, you bastard. So yeah, but yeah, basically this is, as I said, it's just it's a Mac, and I've put Windows on. I've done a bit of boot camping on it just to test it out and just see how things work. And that's probably the reason it was running a bit slow, is because that was running in the background. So I don't know. I mean, look, at the end of it, that's not too bad. I'm pretty impressed with that so far. Aside from that, I've been trying to keep myself busy with a few things. My room is a bit of a mess. Probably needs a bit of a clean, but not totally too bad. I haven't been too bad with things. I've been running around doing a few things around the house, obviously, and then a few things with repairs, and I've had a few clients in between. So it's been busy sometimes, and then other times, as I said, lately I've had issues sleeping too. That probably weighs me a little bit to a certain extent. So at this point, I finished that. Jeez, I mean, what? I don't know. I'm thinking in the next few weeks I'll probably get a few more clients anyway, so shouldn't be too bad. But no, all good so far. I think I'm pretty happy. Well, reasonably happy anyway. All right, I will talk to you later. Thank you very much. Stay tuned.